Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and we got another long one. Every ranked male UFC fighter, August 10th, 2023. Again, this is going to be a long video, so hopefully you guys enjoy. Please stay through the entire thing, or at least let me know why you clicked off the video, so maybe I can change it up a little bit next time. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It just helps out the channel so much. Share it to your friends. Also, go to tier list, make one as well, and let me know what you guys think about this list. What is your list? How do you put these fighters? Without further ado, without any more time that's going to be taken away, let's get into it. Very, very long list. And there's a lot of fighters here. There's a lot of them. First, we're starting with Jon Jones. We all know Jon Jones is GOAT level. Not much more needs to be said. Jon Jones is the greatest of all time. Stipe Miocic, champ level, I would say Stipe is. I don't think he's ever gonna win that big fight. If he beats Jones somehow, if the MMA gods are actually crazy, then Stipe probably would be put up there in GOAT level. Next, we have Sergey Pavlovich. I think Sergey Pavlovich is a solid contender. I don't think he's champion level. We haven't even seen him fight any other strikers, really. The one guy that he did fight that was more well-rounded than him was Alistair Overeem, and he destroyed Sergey. I know it was a short notice fight, but that is still the result of that fight. I don't see what everyone sees in Sergey. I think he has crazy power. He is fast, but he fought Curtis Blaydes, who has the worst IQ in all of MMA except for Anthony Smith. Yeah. Sergey Pavlovich, solid fighter for sure. Ciryl Gane, I think Ciryl Gane as well is up there in solid contender. I don't think he'll ever be champion, especially he's never beaten Sergey Pavlovich. Tom Aspinall, Volkov, I think would give him a hard fight, but they may have actually fought. I can't really remember. I think he beats slower fighters, but I don't think he would ever beat that champion. Tom Aspinall, I think Tom Aspinall is almost champ level. I think Tom Aspinall with a couple more fights, I don't think he's quite there right now, but I do think if he could beat somebody like Derek Lewis or Rosenstruck or Almeida, probably be the biggest test, or Pavlich even, then we got to start talking about him fighting for the title. Curtis Blaydes is meh. Sorry, I don't really know what else to tell you guys. His IQ is god awful. He is meh. Next, we have Tai Tuivasa. I think Tai Tuivasa is a solid contender. I think on his best night, Tai Tuivasa could do some really good things. I think on his worst night, like Sergey Pavlovich had no business being in there. He had just been KO'd by Ciryl Gane, but we did see him have some success against Ciryl Gane. So Tai Tuivasa, very good. Or decent. Solid. Sergey Spivak, I think this weekend shows where Sergey is. If he beats Ciryl Gane, then I can put him up there with solid, but he's a decent fighter. He's not great on the feet, but he's really good on the ground. That's why he's indecent. Next is Alexander Volkov. Alexander Volkov is decent. He's okay. Tom Aspinall ran through him. He does beat some good fighters, like he finished Jairzinho Rozenstruik, which was a huge victory for him, especially finishing him on the feet. Alexander Volkov, decent fighter. Jailton Almeida, we don't really know where he's at. I probably would put him in almost champ level. We don't really know. He is fighting Curtis Blaydes, so it's going to tell us a lot with grappling-wise. That is where Curtis is good, is grappling. So that fight's going to tell us exactly where he is at. Next is Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis is almost champ level. I know he lost to Tai Tuivasa, Ciryl Gane, Sergey Pavlovich. I get it. But 9 times out of 10, that fight is going to go to Derek Lewis. Maybe not the Ciryl Gane fight, but that Sergey Pavlovich fight is a very winnable fight for Derek Lewis, in my opinion. Marcin Tybura is a decent fighter. Not great, not terrible. Good cardio, good pace, but his chin is very questionable, as we've seen with what's his name? Tom Aspinall. Jesus. Next is Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Jairzinho Rozenstruik is a decent fighter. Really, really good striking. I believe that people are on Derek Lewis. Jairzinho, I'm not as high on that fight, but I guess if it gets made, there's going to be a finish. One way or another. It's going to happen. Next, you have Romanov. Oh, what's his name? Alexander Romanov, I believe his name is. He's a solid contender. I think he also could do some really, really good things in the division. I know he lost to Volkov and I know he lost to Tybura, but I think the ceiling for Romanov is a lot bigger than Tybura and Volkov. He can be a really good fighter, especially if he comes in shape. He could be a really good fighter. Chris Daukaus has to retire. That chin just can't take it anymore. We've seen it time and time and time and time again. Please retire. You're done, boy. Marcus Rodrigo de Lima. He's a meh fighter. He's all right. Seen him get destroyed by Derek Lewis. Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill is champ level. He's not GOAT level. We just haven't seen that. Why in the world would he be in GOAT level? But he is champ level for sure. Next is Yuri Prochazka. Yuri Prochazka is champ level as well. He's fighting Alex Pereira, and that fight is going to be chaos, and it's a winnable fight for Yuri. Next is Muhammad Mokaev. Muhammad Mokaev, I think, is a solid contender. I don't think he's necessarily champ level. He is fighting Johnny Walker, and he'll probably fight. The winner of that fight will fight Yuri or Alex Pereira. Ankalaev better hope it's him because Johnny Walker is going to get smushed, so it's going to age poorly if that happens. But Ankalaev is all right. I don't think he's anything crazy. He's okay. Next is Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira is for sure champ level. He's. Do I think he's as good at light heavyweight as he was at middleweight? No. I think his style, for some reason, his power translates so much better in the middleweight division. It's just what it is. Jan Blachowicz has to retire. He's not very good. He's overrated compared to what people think he is. Just not a huge fan of him. Alexander Rakic, he's a meh fighter as well. His biggest victory is Jimmy Manuwa, and Jimmy Manuwa is never that good. Now, Nikita Krylov is a solid contender as well. He's good. He has some good victories. Did lose to Ozdemir, which I think is a pretty weird loss, seeing that he destroyed Alexander Gustafsson, which hasn't really been the same in a while now. But Nikita Krylov at 30 years old, 29, 30 years old, he's not even in his prime yet. That's crazy to think about. Next, you got Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker is just a meh fighter. Johnny Walker is not decent. He's not solid. He's all right. He'll win some. That chin, I could never trust that chin. That's why it weirded me out when he talked to Jamal Hill like he was going to get a title shot against him. They're going to rematch. Why in the world would you ever get a rematch with Jamal Hill? Come on now. Anthony Smith. Volkan Ozdemir is meh. Volkan Ozdemir, I don't think is good anymore. I think at one point he was a solid contender, but I think at this point in his career, slower, bigger, can't really take a punch. I know Krylov couldn't finish him. I get it. But that's just him keeping himself out of danger. That's all that is. Ryan Spann is decent as well. I think Ryan Spann can have some really, really good upside. He needs to let his hands go a little bit more. He needs to push the pace a little bit more. He's very talented, very fast. Has some good power, and he also has some really good submission skills. Sometimes he gets caught looking. That's what happened with him and Anthony Smith when he lost that fight recently. And this is the guy that beat Dustin Jacoby. He is a solid contender. I think he could really do some good things. I believe that's him. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. He finished Tafan Nchukwi. Hopefully that's how you say it. Dominic Reyes has to retire. Dominic Reyes is just gone. Had a one good performance against Jared Cannonier and John Jones. Did think he lost to John Jones. Come at me, bro. Dominic Reyes, retire, please. Khalil Roundtree. A couple years ago, I would have said he's a meh fighter, very inconsistent. But as of right now, he's a solid contender. If he keeps improving and going on the trajectory that he's going on as he is right now, At 33 years old, his window is closing rapidly. He probably has a year to 2 years to make that push. But as of right now, solid contender. Alonzo Menifield, talk about another guy that really needs to get a push. Alonzo Menifield, 35 years old, looking better and better and better and better than he ever has before. He's a solid contender. Dustin Jacoby, I would say Dustin Jacoby is right at the top of solid contender. I think he's looking good. He finished Kennedy and Zekachu, which was a little surprising to me just because of how bad he looked in his last fight against this guy right here. I can't remember his name. Undefeated guy, 13-0, something like that. He did not look good against him. Did lose against Khalil Roundtree, which I thought Dustin Jacoby won that fight, but whatever, I guess. But yeah, he's all right. Israel Adesanya absolutely is champ level. I don't think there's any question about that. He's not GOAT level. He just hasn't done enough yet. I'm sorry, but Israel Adesanya is very good. I like watching him fight a lot. And the Sean Strickland fight is going to tell us exactly where Izzy's going to be at, because Sean's going to give him some issues in some different areas. Dricus du Plessis has to retire. I'm just kidding. Dricus du Plessis is a solid contender. Nothing special, nothing incredible, but he beat Robert Whittaker, so he's going to get that push. But as of right now, as a whole of Dricus du Plessis, he's a solid contender. Robert Whittaker is champ level. I'm sorry. Any other fight, he could be one fight or title fight. You know, that just could be his lineup. Robert Whittaker is very, very good. Jared Cannonier is almost champ level. Jared Cannonier had a career performance at 39 years old against Marvin Vettori. He looked sensational. Next is Marvin Vettori. I think Marvin Vettori is decent. I don't think he's great. I think he's actually getting worse as he's getting older, and that style is not helping him. Sean Strickland. I think Sean Strickland is a solid contender as well. I think he has a real big opportunity against Israel Adesanya, and if he can win that fight, I would have to put him up a little bit more, a little bit farther up. Next is Paulo Costa. I think Paulo Costa is another interesting one. I think he's almost champ level, almost, but not quite. I think Paulo Costa against Chimaev, again, is going to show us a lot where he's at. It's going to prove where is his head at. Because a third loss probably cripples Paulo Costa, especially with his relationship with the UFC. Probably cripples him. Next is Derek Brunson. Derek Brunson, please retire. You are trash. Roman Dolidze. I think Roman Dolidze is solid contender as well. Very, very well-rounded. Boxing is a little wild, but still fun to watch. His grappling is awesome. Roman Dolidze, very good. I like him a lot. Jack Hermanson. I think Jack Hermanson is meh fighter. I think he's all right. I don't think he's anything special. He's okay. Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen is a solid contender as well. He's fighting Paul Craig, which again is going to show us where his ground game is at. What holes does he have in his ground game? Brendan Allen, I like a lot. He's getting better and better and better and better too. Narsadine Imavov is decent. He can win some, is going to lose some. He's all right. His pace is weird. How he fights sometimes is weird. Narsadine Imavov is decent. Kelvin Gastelum. I think Kelvin Gastelum is a solid contender, especially moving down to welterweight. I have a lot of faith that he's going to do a lot of good things down there in welterweight. Kelvin Gastelum, solid contender. Now, Paul Craig. Moving down a weight class, I think he's going to have a hard time taking punches down to light heavyweight, but if he can somehow tighten up his defense and get guys to play that jiu-jitsu game with him, Paul Craig, solid contender. Next, you got Chris Curtis. I think Chris Curtis as well is solid contender. I think if he could have a little bit more output while still being very defensively sound, he as well could do a lot of good things. What's his name? Muniz. Muniz, I can't remember his first name, but yeah, Muniz, Brandon Allen just destroyed him. He's a meh fighter as of right now. Not great. Leon Edwards for sure is champ level, or I need to see a little bit more. He's almost champ level. Almost. Defeating Kamaru Usman the way he did the first time, alright. Second one, I thought Usman actually won that, or it was a draw. I did not have Leon winning it. Beating Colby would start to get him some backing. Beating Gilbert Burns or Bilal would help him a little bit. I just need to see a little bit more from Leon Edwards. Next is Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman is champ level. That's what it is. Kamaru Usman, champ level. Colby Covington is almost champ level. Losing to Usman twice, even though I thought he had really good moments in both those fights. And the second one, he just had an awful game plan until he threw it away and actually brought out the good game plan. I'm just going to strike with him. I have combinations and output. Okay, I'm going to do well now. And that's what he did. Bilal Muhammad, I think Bilal Muhammad is almost champ level. I think Bilal Muhammad deserves the shot more than Colby Covington does. Has more top 5 wins. And the only reason why Colby is getting it, once again, is because he almost beat Kamaru Usman. That's it. That's it. Khamzat Chimaev, again, don't really know a lot, but I think he's almost champ level as well. The Paulo Costa fight is going to tell us a lot. How does he do pacing himself? How does he do with a bigger guy? This fight right here is going to help this ranking so much more. Next is Gilbert Burns, and I think Gilbert Burns is a solid contender. Solid contender. I think Gilbert Burns is 36 now, so he needs to start ramping it up. Use more IQ. Gilbert Burns is good, and I thought beat Khamzat Chimaev. I thought he did. Shavkat Rakhmonov is almost champ level. Beat Jeff Neal, beat Neil Magny, beat what's his name? Oliveira. What's his name? Alex Oliveira, Brazilian cowboy. Yeah. Very good. I like him a lot. Wonderboy, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I think Wonderboy is almost champ level. I would love to see Wonderboy versus Leon Edwards, and I think he presents a lot of issues for Leon Edwards on the feet. Come at me. Jeff Neal. I think Jeff Neal is a solid contender. I think on any given night he could beat somebody, beat one of these top tier guys. It's just about consistency with him. Pulling out of the Ian Gary fight because he was hurt really, really hurts where I put him at this list as of right now. I think that fight would have told us a lot. And that's what a lot of this is how did they perform in their last one and how is their overall career. Jeff Neal, solid contender. Sean Brady, I think Sean Brady as well is a solid contender. I don't think he's anything crazy, but I do think he has potential. He's only, 12-1 now. That Fluffy fight would have helped to see where his mind is. See his cardio, because Michael Chiesa kind of showed his cardio is not great on all three rounds. So that would have helped a lot. And Vicente Luque, as of right now, Vicente Luque is a solid contender. Before the Brain and the Jeff Neal loss, I thought I would have put him in almost champ level, but I didn't like the way he was reacting to punches against RDA, and I have to put Vicente Luque in solid contender. Next, we got Neil Magny, and Neil Magny is just not very good. He's okay. He wins some fights, but overall, Neil Magny, not great. Kevin Holland, I think Kevin Holland is a solid contender. I think he's almost champ level, almost. But I don't think he's quite there yet. If he could beat JDM, Jack Della Maddalena, then again, we're going to have this talk once again. Ian Gary, I think Ian Gary as well is a solid contender. I really like this kid's poise. I like his pressure. I like his output. I like how fucking accurate he is. And something he talked about in the last fight against Neil Magny was, yeah, I could have finished him, but what if he would have knocked me out? I'm just going to keep dominating him and keep talking to him and keep dominating. I don't have to flatline him to get my point across. And honestly, he's right. He's right. Jack Della Maddalena, I think, is also a solid contender. I think he's awesome. I haven't seen enough yet. The Brazil fight brings him down slightly, but his defense was really good. That fight was an absolute war. Only reason why he's going down in that fight was I think he could have finished him, and I thought he held back a slight bit. So Jack Della Maddalena, solid contender. Michael Chiesa has to retire and not very good. Can I do both, please? Can I do both? Boof. Okay. Has to retire. Michael Chiesa, trash. Islam Makhachev, I think, is champ level. He's definitely not GOAT level. Islam Makhachev is good. I did personally think he beat Volk 3-2. Pretty clear. But some of that, the referee could have stopped or stood up the fight. Charles Oliveira is champ level. I mean, anytime this guy fights, it's absolute chaos, win or lose. Charles Oliveira, awesome. Justin Gaethje, I actually think Justin Gaethje is a solid contender. I can't put him up any higher because every time he gets up there, I guess you'd have to put him in almost champ level if he's almost doing it but failing beforehand. Justin Gaethje, by the skin of his teeth, makes almost champ level. Next is Dustin Poirier. I think Dustin Poirier is champ level. I think 9 times out of 10 he destroys Justin Gaethje. He was beating him in the first round. He beat him pretty good in the first fight. I like Dustin Poirier a lot. Beneil Dariush. I think Beneil Dariush is almost champ level as well. I think I called the Charles Oliveira fight as soon as it was started. But yeah. And then next, we got Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler is almost champ level. Michael Chandler, if his IQ is any better, would probably be champion. You don't have to blow your wad in the first 3 minutes of a fight. It's so frustrating to watch because he's so talented. So talented. Rafael Fiziev, I thought he beat Justin Gaethje in their fight. I gotta be honest with that. I think he's a solid contender. I think he could really do some good stuff. The fight that's gonna tell us a lot is the Gamrot fight. That's gonna tell us where his cardio's at, the pressure is at. Jesus Christ! Keep getting my cord. I gotta make sure my freaking mic is good. Yep, okay, it is. There we go. Yeah, I thought Rafael Fiziev beat Justin Gaethje. Gotta be honest. Mateusz Gamrot. I think Mateusz Gamrot's a solid contender. I think he's good. Good pace, good pressure, good output. It does worry me a little bit with his chin. His chin is a little questionable to me. I've seen him stumble a couple of stumbled a couple of times, like Jalen Hooker stumbled, or Jalen Turner, stumbled him, wobbled him. Gamrot's okay. Okay. Arman Sayukian is almost champ level. He's on the cusp of fighting Beneil Dariush, and that's almost champ level. Rafael dos Anjos is absolute champ level. I know in this point in his career he's older, of course. He's still almost champ level. He's damn near right there. Right there still. Dan Hooker is a solid contender. He is not almost champ. He is level. He is not champ level. He is not GOAT level. But he's better than decent level. Grant Dawson. Ooh, everybody knows how high I am on Grant Dawson. Almost champ level. Come at me, bro. Grant Dawson's fucking awesome. Sorry. Jalen Turner also is solid. I like Jalen Turner. I think he's good. I don't see the hate really with him. I know he really hasn't beaten anyone crazy, but he looked really good against Dan Hooker. He looked good against Gamrot. I mean, he looks pretty good every time he fights. Renato Marcano in this one, again, is solid contender. Him fighting Arman Sayukian really would have showed us a lot with Renato Marcano, but that fight inevitably did not happen. He didn't look great against RDA, but it was a very short notice fight. Next is Matt Frevola. I think Matt Frevola is decent. I don't really see a path to a title for Matt Frevola, but I see some really fun fights for Matt Frevola. Next is Diego Fierro with the weirdest picture I've ever seen, ever. He's so weird because when he fought, I think he fought Gamrot, he was doing a lot of good shit against Gamrot, and then fucking pulled his rib or some shit like that. I don't really know what it was, but Diego Fierro is a solid contender, and he's almost champ level. I'm sorry. Watch his fights. I'm not speaking out of context. Watch his fights. See how good he is. Crazy. Alexander Volkanovski is GOAT level. Absolutely. Max Holloway is GOAT level. Yair Rodriguez is not very good. Just kidding. I'm not as high on Yair Rodriguez as everybody else. I'm sorry, but I got to put him in decent. I don't find him all that fun really to watch. I think it's more of like, okay, well, how is the other guy going to defend this style? How is he going to stop Yair Rodriguez? And we've seen it now multiple times. Yair Rodriguez's chin is a little questionable. It just keeps happening. Brian T. City Ortega, almost champ level. I'm basing this on his career, not his last couple fights. Yikes. Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen is, again, another really solid contender. He's a guy that we need to watch out for. Had a really good fight with Max Holloway. Had a good accounting of himself. Arnold Allen looks good, man. Ilir Topuria, we don't know a whole lot yet, but he is almost champ level because he's almost fighting the champion. So he's almost champ level. Josh Emmett is right below almost champ level. Losing to Topuria, losing to Yair Rodriguez, he is a solid contender. At 38 years old, time's probably past him though. Calvin Kattar. Calvin Kattar, to me personally, which is this list, I think Calvin Kattar is decent. I don't find the attraction for Calvin Kattar's style, his output. I don't see it. I'm never really crazy like, I gotta watch him. Doesn't really excite me too much. I'm sorry. Korean Zombie has to retire, as he did retire. Giga Chikadze, I think he's meh. I don't think he's... I mean, I watched him when he fought Jamal Emmers. I thought he lost that fight. You know, I thought he lost to Alex Caceres. I thought Caceres beat him pretty handily. I didn't think that fight was really that close. Yeah. Movsar Evloev is also solid contender. He's very good grappling. He just dominates guys, apparently. Bryce Mitchell, not very good. No, he's talented. He's decent. I can't put him any higher than that. I hate his attitude. And again, his style is just... And I think he gets absolutely worked by Dan Ige, baby. Sadiq Yusuff. I think Sadiq Yusuff is a solid contender. He doesn't really fight anymore. I don't really know what's going on with that. I think he is scheduled to fight somebody. I can't remember, but I think he is scheduled to fight somebody. Maybe Edson Barboza. That might be what that is. But Sadiq Yusuff, very talented. Just need to see more fights out of him and more consistency. Dan Ige is solid. Again, nothing special, but a fun fighter. Always brings it. Has some power for a little guy too. Edson Barboza is a solid contender. Edson Barboza is freaking awesome. How long have we been watching Edson Barboza? Long time. Edson Barboza is awesome and a lot of fun. Alex Caceres, I thought Alex Caceres beat Giga, so for that point alone, I'm putting him in solid contender. I'm disgusted the judges took that fight away from Caceres. Disgusted. Aljamain Sterling is champ level. Very talented, very funky, funk master. Fun fighter to watch. I don't really think you can say much more than that. Even though I thought Jan won the second fight, you know, he's still a good fighter for sure. Shit, man. Merab Dvalishvili needs to fight more. He is ridiculous. He is almost champ level. That pace, that output, that pressure is unbelievable. Sean O'Malley is champ level because he's champion now. This list is not updated to that, but Sean O'Malley's champ level, obviously, as we know. Henry Cejudo also is champ level. Very good fighter. Olympic gold medalist, UFC champion. Only one ever to do that. Corey Sandhagen has to retire and not very good. Meh. I think Corey Sandhagen is decent. Never enamored with his fighting style. Never enamored with his IQ, really. And he's not very exciting to me. Petr Yan is almost champ level. He is right on the cusp of being a champion. It's crazy with him. Chito Vera is... he's on the cusp of decent and solid. He's like right there in the middle. I'm going to put him in solid because I do think there's potential for him to become a champion at some point, especially against Sean O'Malley. I like Cheeto Vera, but he's almost in decent. Rob Font, I think Rob Font is, again, a solid contender. I think with his age, really, really hurts where I put him because he's never going to become champion. It's just not going to happen. Song Yadong at only 26 years old, he is almost at champ level. He is so good right now at so young, so poised, so measured. It's wild. Dominic Cruz has to retire. I don't want to see him get finished anymore. I don't want to see him get hurt anymore. I love that style. You have to love the Dominator. He's so good, so fun, and he's been in so many good fights. I actually kind of wish now that the Cheeto Vera fight is over, I really wish he would retire after the Pedro Munoz fight because he gets hurt real bad in that first round, comes back and looks incredible in the second and the third round. Next is Pedro Munoz. I think Pedro Munoz is almost champ level. He is right there. Is getting a little bit older, but that chin is rock solid. And just a really, really fun fighter in Pedro Munoz. Umar Nurmagomedov, he's, again, another guy who's almost champ level. Umar is really good, really measured. Just because he doesn't get finishes all the time does not mean he's very good. It's just the way it is. You can't always get finishes. Ricky Simon is a solid contender. I think at his age, at 31, 32 years old, I really don't see a path to victory because Song Yadong I thought was kind of tailor-made for his style. And we all know how that fight played out. Not great. Jonathan Martinez. I think Jonathan Martinez is a solid contender. I do think he definitely could go up. And I could see a path to a title shot. Or at least a top 5 path. The reservation I have with him is sometimes he picks his shots a little bit too much. Like he's a little too conservative. I think that might hurt him at some points. Like especially against a guy like Adrian Yanez, who's going to be coming in for blood. Seeing how he fought Rob Font. Jonathan Martinez, though, good fighter. Speaking of the devil, Adrian Yanez is a solid contender. Adrian Yanez, good striking, and I think we're going to see a better, more poised Adrian Yanez again, like before he fought Rob Font. Next is Chris Gutierrez. Chris Gutierrez, again, is a solid contender. Good, long, powerful, that Mexican heritage that he has. Chris Gutierrez is awesome. But do I see a title shot in his future? No. No, I don't. Alexander Pantoja, he's champ level because he's champion. I like his style. I don't know why people get on to him about having to work another job. It's not like he gets his full purse. It's not how that works. But Pantoja is good. Good cardio, great chin, really good output, and on his back pocket, he has that grappling, which, as we've seen, that's what was the difference in the Brandon Moreno fight. Brandon Moreno is also champ level. Brandon Moreno's fantastic. Davison Figueiredo, until he fights and loses, he's in champ level as well. Next is Arman Sayukian. I think Arman Sayukian is almost champ level. Oh, no, that's not Arman Sayukian. That's Amir Albazi. Amir Albazi is a solid contender. Got absolutely robbed Kai Kara France of his victory. Amir Albazi is okay. I thought that fight was going to be so much better than it was, and it just was not good. Brandon Royval is almost champ level. He's going to be fighting for the belt, I would assume, here soon against Pantoja. Brandon Royval is going to be a good fight. They did fight once before, and Pantoja submitted him. Very interesting. Kai Kara France, also almost champ level. A lot of good success against a lot of good fighters. Did I not go back? No, it did. Okay. Yeah. Good fighter. Fun fighter. For sure. Where did I end up putting him? Brandon Royval. Okay, Kai Kara France. Yeah. Good fight. Fun fight. Don't think he should be there because Royval beat him. But yeah. Next is Matthias Nicolai. Matthias Nicolai also is a solid contender. We've seen him do a lot of good things. Damn it. A lot of good things. Unfortunately, has been finished in a couple big moments in his career. We'll see if he can turn it around and be a better fighter as of it. Alex Perez needs to retire. He just accepts a fight and then he gets out of the fight. Accepts the fight and then he gets out of the fight. Accepts the fight. Yeah. Retire, please. Matt Schnell is meh. He's alright. He's exciting sometimes. His chin is not good. Matt Schnell's okay. Next is Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott is a solid contender. I don't really see a path to a title shot, but I do see Tim Elliott pushing it until the wheels fall off. And I think by the time the wheels fall off, he'll probably be top 7, top 5 in the world, to say it. Next is Manel Kape. I think Manel Kape is almost champ level. He'll be fighting here soon in a Contender Series alumni. Didn't get to fight there, but he was supposed to. Manel Kape is good, fast, powerful, really good reads, ridiculous chin. I like Manel Kape a lot. Next is Muhammad Mokaev. Muhammad Mokaev, we don't really know anything yet. Solid contender. If he turns this knee injury around and is more focused and more poised, Mokaev could be a huge, huge problem. I don't know who this is. I don't think I know who that is. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know who this is. I guess guys are gonna have to let me know. Actually, I'm gonna leave him down here. This is Tager Ulanbekov, in a good prospect, good fighter. Lost to Tim Elliott. Some people thought he won that fight, the second and the third round, but good fighter for sure. Next is Steve Erceg, who fought David Dorvik and looked really good as the fight kept going. His style is awesome. I think he really could become a huge, almost champ level 2 champ. Not the GOAT, I can't see that yet, but he could almost be in that top 15 discussion already. Next and last is Cody Durden. Cody Durden could be another really, really big contender. I think Cody Durden's pace, cardio, chin's really good. His output's awesome as well. He does get a little sloppy with his scrambles on the ground, but Cody Durden overall is really good. And if you guys know who this guy is right here, let me know down in the comment section who he is, because I don't think I know. As always, guys, subscribe, like, comment. Let me know who you guys are picking. And as always, it's been a pleasure. Peace.